Robert Eisner texted me. He's got a conflict for about 30 minutes. He'll probably said he'll probably be able to call in around 7:30 or so. So in the meantime, Ned can also, as you know, he responded that he won't be able to attend. So the committee will need to vote for an officer or for a in situ chair. So let me start by, I guess I will call the meeting to order at 7:06. All right, so if we can start with a vote, or whoever wants to volunteer, or any kind of nominations for a chair. And it'll be just for this meeting. Yeah, acting chair. So. Somebody? Can.
We can pick somebody.
We can do that. Dave? Or Rich or somebody? Somebody want to do it? It's just going to be temporary till for this meeting.
This is Rich. I'll do it if.
All right. Can we have a nomination in a second for a acting chair?
This is Mark. I nominate Rich.
Dave will second.
All right, Rich. You're the acting chair.
Okay.
Do we have to vote?
Do we have? Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
All right. Let me start by doing the roll call. I probably should do that before the vote, but Rich Berlandy
Here.
David Fox
Here.
Robert Eisner, Neil Kelsey
Here.
Mark Simpson
Here.
and Ned Stachin. All right, Chair, it's all yours.
Okay. We take the first thing on the agenda.
If you don't mind, can I make a suggestion that we
Sure.
do a moment of silence for Bob Hannon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yes, please.
All set?
Sure.
All right. Let's call the first application, and of course, they're not here. So, but I can go over it quickly. It's for Trump, okay? And what they're looking to do is they met us, they gave us a call, and what they've been trying, what they want to do is they want to rework this basin over there and do some maintenance on it. Let me get somebody's screens out of here. So here's an example. This was the 2015. This was in 2015, and this is in 2023. So, and then I actually got another video. This is from 2016. This is our aerial mapping we have from 2016, and you could see how wide open and when it was first originally built. So unfortunately, it's got to a point now where it is pretty well vegetated over. So I've got some photos here as well. Okay. You can see in here, there's a lot of debris that's down along the edge, right along here, and all the way around. There's the pipe inlet coming in. Now we have had a lot of water, and as you know, a lot of rain and runoff. However, you can see there is an area of heavy silt, I think, at the bottom of this pond. So I think what's needed is they're going to need to clear out a lot of this invasive vegetation along the slope so they can get in there, clean around these openings. And then when this, again, and they're not gonna do it right now, but when this water is down, go in there and excavate a lot of this sediment out of there and haul it off site. At one point, it looks like this was designed as a retention basin. I think it was assumed that with all of the sand on this site that this water would infiltrate pretty easily. So we're thinking that either one, the groundwater has snuck up here, or two, that this sediment is acting as an impermeable liner where the water will not infiltrate out. As part of that, right over here, there's a spillway, and with all this heavy rain, with all this water that's ponding in here, the volume has been reduced and it spilled over and it eroded the outlet of the spillway a little bit. So that's right around here. So it's so what they want to do is just put some new riprap stone and repair that. So if you look at my agenda review, I had asked for the commission if they could make a determination on this, okay, thinking that it could be done under maintenance, and a right of sorry, Sandy, term
As of right.
as of right, so it's a maintenance of an existing facility. Hopefully that is, if the commission agrees, then we can approve it tonight. If not, I do have an application that they submitted just in case that we can use in place and accept the application and go to the next meeting. So I'll leave that up to the commission at this point. If you have any questions, I'll try to help you through them.
I have a couple. Could you just orient me where that is? If I'm looking at the Trump building
I'll go back to
near
this.
where the bike trail crosses.
Okay, so here's Hyde Road.
There you go. Okay.
Here's EBM.
Yep.
There's the bike trail comes down along here.
Mhm.
Back on the Hyde Road, cross over down Johnson, come out.
Okay.
Come out down this way. So this is the back entrance. We recently, what happened is this came up. If you recall, you guys had approved a new building here. They're doing an expansion on the building here, and they're doing some reworking of this parking area, cleaning of this water quality basin, and as part of the approval, we had to go out there, work with them on what needs to be done on the cleaning of this basin. So as part of that, once they got some of it open, we can see where the pipe was. We followed it all through. We determined that part of the problem is here because as the water comes up, it backs up through here and it doesn't allow this water to come through. So he's working with their contractor to address this at that point. So that's kind of how this was discovered.
Okay. Thanks for that, because that's why I was asking. I knew we had approved some activity in there, and I was trying to get oriented as to where it was. So this was an original overflow basin of some sort.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was when I had pulled my notes together on this. I think it looked like it was constructed between like 2007, 2008. So
okay. And do we know if they've been doing maintenance on it? Or?
No, they have not. It was pretty much, it was wide open. They mowed along the edges, along in here, and then over the years, some stuff would grow, so the mowing would come in a little more, and then just exactly what happens to a normal detention basin. It falls under it falls behind invasives and all kinds of brush that grows in, and they kind of forget it's back there. So they went back there and said, "Oh my God, I totally forgot about this." So as part of this, we worked with them to get a plan together to clean it out.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have any further questions. That was helpful. Thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions?
The only question is Mark Simpson. When do they? I know you said in your Friday notes that you said we should do this in the driest part of the year.
Yep.
Did they give you any indication that they have a specific time to do this or not?
No, as we had talked, we had met like right before Christmas time. So we had got together with them and we said, yeah, all right, the rain is done, right? We're gonna slow down now. So of course we had the snow and then we had the 3 inches of rain with the 3 inches of snow melt. So we're back up to where we were before. So we're just gonna they want to work together just and let us know when a good time is to get in there. So I'll be honest with you, if it actually dries up a little bit next month when it's cold, they may want to go in there and try to work on it when it's a little more firm, rather than wait until late spring when it's all wet and then they're trying to lose the machines in there. So it's gonna be a play it by, you know.
That's what I was alluding to is I was wondering is just as exactly what we had the other day, how much people had flooding in at least in my neighborhood. I heard about a lot of flooding in the Millwood section, and if they would have the same scenario towards late spring, if there's snow pack and then there's rain, what type of problems would it be? So I didn't know if there was something you want to do sooner versus later. I'm not saying one or the other, but it's all about getting the job done and done right. That's all.
Exactly. And like I said, and you're playing the game where now it's a little colder, so the ground freezes, so you can get the machines in there without actually losing the machine in the silt, and the sediment. So
and they wouldn't compact the soil. They wouldn't compact the soil as much because the ground is frozen.
It's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
This is Rich. I had a question. Does this little pond have an outlet on it?
All it has is a spillway right here. And of course, when I came back, I took my pictures. I came back, there was no picture. The picture didn't come through for the spillway, but it's right here. It's just a little riprap spillway. So it goes up, and it spills over down the edge. And when you come into here, it flows directly into the Pequabic down in here. Comes down through here, meanders in and flows out. And then takes the turn and heads right up underneath Route 6 that way.
So I take it that in doing the maintenance, there wouldn't be any discharge from the pond.
No, there would be no disk. The only thing we would have to work with them on is whether at some point, if we're going to need to pump the water down, all right, and get it out of the pond. You know what I mean? If it's not going to infiltrate, then it's never going to infiltrate. Then I definitely again work with them, making sure it's clean, and we just pump it out over the edge down the spillway, and then just address it. Then let that whatever amount of water's left, let that dry up, and then go in there and start to excavate it.
Okay.
This is Dave. I did have a question too, about the stormwater system in general. It seems the inlet from this pond is connected to the outlet to this other pond over to the west.
This one, yes, it's connected right here. What happens is some of the site, you've got different outlets throughout here. So this portion runs out here.
Yep.
The parking lot, and this portion comes in, runs into the pond, and then flows out this way and goes underneath. This is a large outlet from the existing pond on the property. So this water flows this way right out. And what happens
but that
is
bypasses the detention pond that we're talking about.
that does, yes. And then this pipe comes in, sneaks underneath that pipe or sorry, over it, and then just pops right into the pond.
Okay, I just wanted to get clear where things are going. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody have any additional questions or thoughts about how you'd like to handle this?
This is Dave. It does seem like it's almost the definition of maintenance.
This is Mark. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, this is Rich. I agree too that it lends itself to the maintenance definition.
Yeah, this is Neil. I agree. I'd also maybe suggest to them that they come up with a routine maintenance plan. Yeah, I don't know what that would look like or how often it should be done, but just to prevent a major clearing or cleaning at some point down the road.
Okay. And just so everyone, that's going to be under section 4.A of the regulations.
Bruce, that Neil brought up a good point. I mean, this is like the second detention basin that we've had brought to us. Now, granted, the last one was, who was it? The Hartford Healthcare.
Yes,
when
yeah,
they
Hartford
went
Healthcare.
up a 48 But that was as a new owner came in and they did what they did. But it seems like once these detention basins go in, no one really pays attention to them anymore, and they just kind of like, until something serious happens, then they come to us. But Neil's right. I wish there was more of a continuous maintenance of these things so they don't get overgrown and then thus do not work. So
You know,
it's a good point.
I agree. And like I said, I think what happens is part of the problem is you have a maintenance, a facility maintenance person that's been doing all the work. He leaves. The next guy, you know, he forgets about it or didn't know what was going on back there. You know, you got like budget cuts. So next thing you know, they're going to pull back the mowing a little bit. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. What we're trying to do with some of the newer applications is have them submit once a year all of the maintenance, all of their maintenance that was done on the site. So in terms of cleaning catch basins, sweeping, all that stuff, a yearly list of maintenance items so that we can roll them over and report that in our MS4, which is the state mandated stormwater sampling reports. So
Yeah, so I don't know if you can, but use this as a rationale to get them to do something similar as if it was a new application.
exactly. So
get them on the same.
Yep, I'll definitely discuss that with them.
They need to look.
I'm gonna mute him. That's everyone. All right. So all we'll need is a vote from the commission, and then we can, whether we feel this is the way, the right way to go.
So would somebody like to make a motion that that we would handle this under was it 4A, section 4A
Yep.
as a maintenance activity?
Dave will make
This
that.
is Mark. Okay, and Mark will second.
Okay.
Do we let the town, I would say let the town have the flexibility to determine when this work is being done, if there's an optimal time, say, as Bruce is saying, like February, then that's fine. Otherwise, it's another time of the year that is a more beneficial time. So I would have the town staff make that determination with the client.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I would suggest that any applicable sedimentation and erosion controls that might be needed would be used. Just to get into pumping that thing out.
Exactly. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? I guess we're good.
All right. Thank you. Second application is for 1637 Farmington Avenue. Owner is Peter Petrossi. He also has his contractor on board. So let me just do a couple things here. Let me switch over to that application. And we could then bring Peter in. Are you on, Peter?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
So I'll start with
Hi,
this little plan view on here. If you want to give a quick little brief summation of what's going on for the commission. Start with your name and we'll go from there.
Peter Petrossi, I'm the owner of 1637 Farmington Avenue. The house was built in 1934. There were no public records until 1948. I did check some deeds that I'm pursuing with my legal team regarding the estate. Bruce and I can't think of the engineer now, but they were very helpful. Kathy Blonsky wrote a real nice email in my behalf to the state of Connecticut, looking for assistance from them. But bottom line, what I have on my property is the sinkhole. And the sinkhole was directly caused from the culvert with the excessive rain and probably another number of other factors. So I got estimates, and I got a number of estimates just to fix a small portion of it, because it's a drainage problem. And after further review, I don't think I could sell this property with a Band-Aid approach. So what I did is I had contract. Can everybody hear me okay?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Emerald,
Okay,
if you
so
could just,
what I did is
Yes, I can hear you too.
Emerald, if you could
Yep.
just mute yourself, there's a lot of background noise that's causing problems. So when you're ready to talk, you can just unmute yourself. All right?
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead,
Yes.
Peter.
So I got a really good group of contractors. I settled with Emerald's group there, and I'm trying to get the sinkhole. I'm looking to repair the culvert from one end to the other and do it right. It's a bit, cost is insurmountable, but I'm looking to do it with double walled ADS pipe, which is what all of the contractors that bid it recommended. And the proper backfill, stone compaction. They're going to extend out on both the inlet and outlet and flare down. And I don't know the technical terms, but flared ends. And I did a lot of research to educate myself on this, and they really didn't start making culvert pipes till 1987 that are available for this type of application. So I'm using the best practices. It's very expensive. I still do have issues with the state, and I do have legal counsel on that matter. But my approach to this is to do it right. And I got to be honest, I feel like I could almost write a white paper. I put so much time into researching this, and with the help of really good contractors, I got a lot of sympathy from people because I'm 68 and I was going to retire. I can't retire now.
These were some photos I took of the last storm that we had, the heavy storm with the snow melt. You could see the river the river actually does back up, and it actually just inundates the entire culvert. It's underwater, so there's no water actually coming through. So it is a fluctuation of how the elevation of the river is. So, and then this was some pictures. I was trying to scroll through if you were still any of those of the sinkhole. And more of the sinkhole. This is the actual driveway crossing, and the culvert runs across this way through here. You can see this. You can see the condition of the culvert inside. It is just all loose stone.
It's damage.
Yeah. So if I go back to the plan, it's gonna hold on. I gotta get out of this. This is crazy. It's a new. It's not working here. I gotta go. And here we go. So we have a little plan in here. So here's Farmington Avenue. There's the driveway crossing. The red is the existing culvert. And then, as you remember, there was some head walls in there. So part of the plan, he's proposing to put a new 42-inch pipe across here.
Yes.
And the head walls will go away. So they're actually going to slope, instead of where the head walls end here and here, they're going to now fill and slope the ground down into here. So they'll put flared ends on either side.
I'd like to just make one comment, in my research is, when this was built in 1934, there were probably no or very little homes in the area. Since then, across the street, those condos, I walked across the street, they've got a large 4-inch and 2-inch drainage going into the stream. A lot of houses were built, and the state catch basins go about a half a mile up the road to Walnut Street. So there's a lot of water coming from the state side and the neighbors. And, I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is.
Just so the commission's aware, Mr. Strassi has his contractor on board here, or he has him on online as well. So if you guys have any questions, detailed questions on the actual construction process, sequence, staging, he's here to help you guys out.
Okay, any questions from the commissioners?
Not from me, not from my side. So just the question of me. This is Emerald, and just for the direction of the water, like I said, I'm gonna use the same way of the waters run right now.
Yeah, Emerald, if you could just hold on, he's opened it up for questions of the commissioners. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hold on. No, it's fine. Just hold on.
And this is Dave. I did have a couple of questions. What is the nature of this water course? Is it intermittent, or does it flow pretty much all year long, or is it more tied to storm events?
Peter? He's asking
yeah,
how
so
often do you have water flowing through there?
it's really a light stream. You could walk up to your ankles in it. Even today, once you get on the outlet side, as it approaches the river, it gets a little deeper. And the reason it backs, what I've noticed, I've lived here 7 years and I've never had it overflow, even with the heavy rains that we had, where it really came over. Where it comes over is the southern part of the property down near the river. But when the river gets excessively high, it takes a little longer for this water, in my opinion, to migrate out. I spoke with Russ Arnold, and he said, yes, the way the stream is designed, it will pull the water, the river will pull the water out of the stream. But when you get record rainfalls, it takes a little time. But in my whole time, it's never gone over the banks, like the worst conditions, like what you see here.
Mhm.
And I get so much debris from upstream, you wouldn't believe. I do a very good job of, cleaning out parts of trees, whatever, that are there to help the flow of water. I am very cognizant of maintenance and cleaning out stuff, but the stream, that picture is real high. If you looked at it now, it'd probably be where you're looking at, up to your ankles, inch or two. So, and it actually, when we had that drought a few years ago, it was like, there were parts where water didn't even come down. It was pretty bad. But, I just think over time, all these people that are the state catch basins, the condos, and all these other areas have really made this condition the way it is today.
And you could see this is a little question. Here's the outlet in where it comes into the Farmington River. So following it back, here's the culvert crossing here, runs up through here. So it does take, what we figured out, it looks like it takes a lot from at least Walnut Street down, dumps into there. Also takes the back of these homes along Farmington Avenue, comes into here. The apartments across the street dump into there, which also collects water from Crosswood, and so road runoff, as well as the entire yards and all that, all pitched down in through here. So there is quite a decent size drainage area.
So this is pretty much a water course for all practical purposes.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. I mean, as Peter said, it's usually, when does does it ever dry out, Peter? Or
It did, you know, a few years ago when the river was very low, we didn't get any rain. It was like the water was pretty, it was so low, it didn't have to move. It just kind of sat. It could have been like a half an inch or whatever. So, and even today it's very low, where that picture that Bert showed, it's went back to low, even with the snow melt, which surprised me, but and again, I'm using best practices. I am not band-aiding this. I don't even want to mention the cost. I'll be honest with you, the high estimate came in at 160,000. And for a homeowner to absorb this and my age and, you know, having the state water here and stuff, I have a lot of questions that I'm still pursuing with my legal people, but the town has been extremely cooperative, helpful. You know, I feel blessed to have the support and have them go to bat for me with my dilemma.
And I might have a second question. I just wanted to kind of clarify the reason why we're not going with the end walls and extending the pipe, I guess, 25 feet in each direction. What was the rationale for that?
Well, the rationale on the extension, and I'll let Emerald comment after, is, you know, I had several people bid this. One of them that did the project on West Avon Road. And everybody said, you know, based on their experience, that to extend it out and slope down with the correct compaction. And, you know, we're going to go right by ADS, which is the best pipe you can. I looked into Prinsco. ADS is better. We're installing it with the right bedding, everything. So we are extending it instead of just keeping the end wall inlet and outlet as is. It's going to extend out. It's going to be, I think, somewhere in the area of 120 feet plus or minus. And if you want my contractor to chime in, Emerald, if you have to say anything, go ahead.
No, I think so. If we're gonna extend it like a 25 feet, like I mentioned to you, that one is the slope to hold, and for your driveway and for the holes, it's already there. You know, so not to have again. And it's gonna be the right materials for compacting, like you said earlier.
You want to, you know what, Emerald, probably a good time. And David, if you don't mind me chiming in, is maybe kind of give the commission a little bit of update of how you plan on putting this in terms of bypass pumping, timing that you want to do this work, kind of give them a heads up of how you plan on doing the work and protecting that none of that disturbance, that excavation or that erosion is going to get down into the river.
Yeah, so like I explained it to you early, I'm thinking to do the work as in a weather not to have a rain, at least like a week or 2 weeks, so the water to be low. and we're gonna use the pump. I'm gonna do a little hole for collecting the water, and I'm gonna use the heavy duty pump for get the water in the same direction, just with a line, with a hose, you know.
So will you be removing all the stone and everything from the existing culvert, digging through the driveway?
Just the one side we're gonna remove because the existing one is only 36 inches. So we gotta make that one bigger. As we're gonna go to up to 42 inches.
Emerald, I think he meant that you're gonna remove the existing culvert though, is what I think he said.
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
will
remove it and, yes, and put bedding
will
down in the whole length.
That's Bob.
okay.
He's on the other one.
And I assume you'll have to dig up the driveway?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
at least like a 25 feet. We're gonna break in the driveway,
Okay.
the width of the.
This is Rich. Were you planning on putting any riprap at the inlet and outlet ends of the pipe to protect it?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to make one comment too. We're gonna work with Bruce on when he thinks it's best. We're gonna do this when it's optimal time based on weather, time of year data. So we're gonna be in close contact with the town on when we would like, work in a collaborative effort when the timing is optimal to do this. Dry. I hope it's
Yep.
it's a dry summer.
Somehow I'm not sure. You never know, but we're gonna try the best.
And the weather data that's available to us now really can go out 2 weeks, pretty much. And I'm confident that we could pick a time and do this seamless. I'm being very optimistic about everything because I'm spending a lot of money. I'm not going to spend this without it being perfect. I can tell you that.
So Bruce, what do we need to do here? There's an application,
Yep.
I assume.
Yep, there is an application, so at this point, the commission should accept the application. Okay, determine the significance and determine if a site walk is warranted at this point. And just so you know, Chair, just want to let you know that Commissioner Robert Eisner has called in a few minutes ago, so I have him on here allowing to speak. So we should hear him. So if you want to bring him in to see if he has any questions, I'm not sure how much of the application he heard.
Bob, do you want to weigh in on this one?
Yeah, he's muted here. Let me see. Maybe he stepped away. All right. Texted me, said he called in, so I apologize.
Yep. Hi, it's Robert. I'm driving. I don't have hands free. I heard the conversation. No comments. I'll be home in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Easy way.
I guess can we get a motion to accept the application?
So move, Mark.
Dave seconds.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the application in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Next, I guess we need to determine if we want to do a site visit or determine significance. I don't know if we want to defer that till after the site visit if we have one. Go around the horn, people's feeling on how how you want to address that.
So my view is, just given the size of the job, the proximity to the river, the existence of the sinkhole, and the amount of material that's going to have to come out and in, I think this is significant.
Okay.
This is Mark. I would say the same, and because if we do say it's significant, it definitely, I would say we need to do a site visit.
Okay, so we're leaning toward a site visit.
I would agree with that. This is Dave.
I
All
don't know
right,
what
so
that.
if you want, we can maybe hold off on the significance and maybe have a site visit first. Can we
That-
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Site visit first.
that's where I was kind of headed that way.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let me grab my calendar quick. But maybe we can shoot for, because the next meeting is not till the 7th of February. So maybe we can shoot for maybe shoot for either Saturday or Sunday, the 27th or the 28th. All right. Any of those days bad for anybody? Peter, you guys will be, I assume you'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going away, what day is it, February 28th? February 28th?
Nope, that's fine. We're talking the 27th and 28th.
Oh, yeah, no,
January.
listen, no, that's fine. I'm not going anywhere. And again, we did this, instead of just a small little section to repair, I want to do it right. And I think I have all the correct measures in place and removal, all of that. So yeah, that works for me.
Okay. And so that'll be a Saturday or a Sunday for everybody. So anybody have a preference? Maybe try shooting for a Saturday, the 27th?
Yeah, either way is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, this is Rich.
Okay.
Flexible as well.
All right. What I'll do is I'll send something out for the 27th at 9 o'clock. And maybe you guys could just get back to me to confirm. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
Bruce, is there anything that the applicant needs to do to prepare for that? Putting in flags or markings or anything?
No, I think it's pretty evident. It's pretty easy to see.
Okay.
I mean, Peter, if you want to have your contractor there, that'd be a great thing as well. He could be there. To
Sure.
maybe answer any more specific.
Yeah, I can be there too.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You
Good
as well.
night.
Daddy, what file?
Next one is 70 Wood Pond, and that's Jennifer Gupta. She is
Hello.
online. Hello. Give me a second, Jennifer. I just have to load all of your files. I can't have too many in there at once. It kind of freezes. So I'm gonna bring in your. Okay, here's your plan. And I'm gonna bring in some applications, aerial image, and then I'll bring in the photos. All right. All right, do this out. All right, Jennifer, if you want, I'll zoom in here. If you want to give the commission a little bit of discussion of what's going on, and I'll kind of point and follow around the plan.
Well, sure. All right. Well, hi, my name is Jennifer Gupta. I live at 70 Wood Pond Road. And we put an application for a accessory structure in the rear of the home for a garage. We built the house kind of an addition. We kept the original home when we purchased the home back in 2017. And so we kind of worked with the angle of the existing home. And so we really weren't able to put in a garage really sizable enough, not only for the home and the size of the home and the amount of bedrooms, but just for us. And so the solution is the garage in the rear of the yard by the town ordinance. And so we work with Kemper, who designed the home, and he did the garage as well, keeping with all town ordinances and setbacks. And the main issue which we have, which pretty much everyone I think on the lake has, is obviously our proximity to any waterway. Most homes are themselves within the waterway, but by design, that's what happens, I suppose, when you live on a lake. So we put in the application. The plans are there, saying that we would need to have also a driveway to go back to that garage as well, being that it isn't behind the home.
And just give the commission a little bit, how big is the garage?
The garage is, oh gosh, sorry, I'm trying to pull up my thing. I believe it's a 20.
It's 24 by 22, 24 4 by 22. So
Yeah, that's the outer dimensions.
exactly. And then it's gonna be a two-car garage-ish with a pool house upstairs on the second floor.
Yeah, so keeping with our design of the house, we have a lot of dormers. So I really like what Kemper did. He made it seem really seamless and part of our home and the design. And that just gave us the ability to have a standing room in like in the A-frame sections. And then that way we can utilize for storage. Being on the lake, we have obviously a lot of recreational things. So the storage would be great. Obviously garage is needed with so many of us. And the pool house, again, with the lake, it's just, I guess, recommended, they say, best practice to wash before and after you enter the lake. So we do have water feature in the pool house so that we can change and store and come in and out of the lake.
Come back to the plan. So here's the architecturals of the plan. If anyone's interested in those. And this is I'll zoom in. Let me go to the aerial, if you don't mind. So here's the house here. Here's the existing driveway. Let me, I gotta go to a newer photo. I'm not sure if it's on the newer photo. Yeah, this one was under construction. So if you could see, this is where the house used to be. This used to be the original house with the garage. They had since come in, added the back, and redid the garage here. So the driveway will share this existing driveway, come around here, come around to the back to a garage here in the back. You can see where the pond, I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see where the pond or the lake is here. And there's also a drainage swale that takes, as I think I said in my agenda review, that takes quite a bit of drainage area, from a little bit from the road, but mainly from as far back as Yorkshire and through this swale, comes down through this area here, comes under a little pipe crossing here, back out into an open swale, and then flows right into the pond. We got some photos that may be of help. So this is the side of the garage by the existing garage. So the actual garage will be on the other side of the house. Here's the back of the house here. So that that driveway will come around through here, and the garage will be located. Is the tree gonna stay? Jen?
The tree came down some time ago. It was held together with wires when we first moved in, and then it cracked. So unfortunately, the tree is not there.
Okay, yeah, because these were from 2020. Sorry, so the tree's gone. So that
tree
garage,
and then our neighbor's tree also came down in a storm. So
that garage will be somewhere right around here then, right?
Pretty much where the tree is. I don't. It's pretty much like the main. Yeah.
let's go back to.
Exactly. It's kind of the top of the knoll, exactly where you're pointing.
Okay, here's that patio here. So
Mhm,
we
yeah.
just past that patio. So it'll be, like you said, so right around in this area here.
Yes.
All right. So as I was saying, when you go back into the maps here, that drainage swale actually comes back, believe it or not, we've walked it. Actually comes back from the middle road, Valley View area, underneath 84, back under 84, underneath the stacks, comes out through Blue Ridge, Shady, comes out and goes right to the pond. So there's a combination of some open channel here. You can see in an old stone swale. It's then piped under here, back out to an open plunge pool area, to then a defined channel with some stone all the way out into the lake. So we did receive, and I have that here as well for the commission. We did receive a letter from the association where they have approved it. So they approved the detached garage subject to the above mentioned property. The Woodridge Association, has approved this request with knowledge that approximately 1,000 square feet of additional footprint and thus impervious area shall be added to the property. The drainage plans were presented at an earlier date in 2017. I think that's when she did the addition on the house. Those plans are still in effect and should be followed. The property is contiguous to Colt Brook, which is what I was explaining, that area that drains out to the lake there. And one of the two main streams feeding Woodridge Lake. So there's a need to put plans in place to ensure that runoff and silt do not impact this stream as a result of both the addition and impervious surfaces to the lot and to disturbances to the landscape during construction. Suggestions are made regarding landscaping to include rain gardens to slow any runoff to the lake. For managing the flow from the roof of the garage, we encourage construction of downspouts and roof gutters to overflow to rain gardens or dry wells. Please consider establishing vegetative buffer zones, swales, or filter strips between the property and the brook to impede runoff. Lastly, we encourage sheet flow versus channelization of stormwater. Thank you. Should you have any questions, please feel, those residents have no impact on the lake and pond. So. All right, so in my agenda review, I had gone through, broke it out. And had some comments in there with regards to erosion control, clearing limits, depict any required filling or grading, uses for the storage, for use and storage of the garage area, within material for the proposed driveway, stormwater runoff from driveway and garage roof areas, need for buffer plantings, and anything else that's discussed by the commission. Sorry about that, Chair. I'll throw it all at you at one point so it sticks to the wall, all right?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Any questions from anyone? Any of the commissioners? Don't all ask at once.
Yeah, this is Neil. I don't have anything at this time.
This is Dave. I do have a question. It looks like where the garage is in the area where the drainage is piped. Am I looking at that correctly? It says iron pipe recovered. I don't know if it said what recovered was.
No, I think that's iron pin. I think it's an iron pin. Because if you look over here, let me try to figure this out. You know what? I apologize, Commissioner. I think you're right, because here's the inlet, and then there's the outlet right here. So this is the lawn area. So there's that tree. So that's that garage will be somewhere right around here. Everything pitches off to the side at most positive. Turn off the view here so we can see. Yeah, you can see the contours. Everything pitches this way towards, so it pitches to the backyard as well as to the side here.
Were
Okay,
you referring to the plan, the site plan where it says iron pipe recovered?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a property marker.
Yeah, it's a property mark.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, but it just so happens it is in that same area where I think it's
It
piped.
seems to be pointing towards the bottom.
Yeah, it is that area that it goes underground, but it's a much further distance away into the neighbor's yard.
Oh, okay.
This is Rich. That the plans we've seen don't show any silt fence or sediment control, erosion sediment control. So from speaking for myself, I'd like to see, even if it was just this plan, but marked up where you would be planning to put some erosion controls. That would be helpful.
Yes, there is a stockade fence that was pre-existing, and it's easy. We can line the hail bays all along the base, and that pretty much runs all the way back to the tree line.
Based on this map, I think we're looking to put the garage, what, about 5 feet off the property line? Is that what you're looking to do,
Yes.
Jennifer? So if we come back to this photo, so you're like I said, here's the property line here. Here's the piped location of the brook. So the garage will be somewhere right around through here.
Okay. Yeah, you probably have to wrap the foundation with a silt fence and maybe run it back to that.
Here, wrap it around here.
Around to the stone wall,
Yep.
just to keep anything from headed toward the lake until it's stabilized.
Yes, I know the contractor did all of that when we did the initial building of the home. Again, I remember, like you said, the silt fence, the hail bays, and then just in general, I think Kemper did a great job with downspouts. We will obviously do a lot of landscaping around it. And then even just how he created the driveway with a little bit of a curve so that we can then do more plantings. And then therefore, like the association had wanted to kind of pitch things so that it doesn't all kind of, sheet off in one spot. And then that way we're able to better control the flow from the impervious surfaces.
Is it your intent to have a paved driveway to the new garage, or would that be some kind of pervious surface?
It would be paved, lined with buffers that they had requested in place, like plantings and again the pitch of this.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any information in terms of where this water is going to go because it's pretty flat in here, but as it takes off, it comes around here. Is it going to pitch this way? Are we going to pitch it this way? But there are some that's why I had some questions in my report with regards to a little more detail on that. Would probably go a long way.
Yeah, I know that again the plan is to completely landscape that whole area to absorb and to take the water. There is granted we don't have control of what the neighbor does in the future, but that whole area on the other side of the fence is just all a nice wooded area with very great trees and a lot of different plantings. So there is a lot of vegetation in place already that is there, and we will be adding to it.
Are you going to adopt this recommendation regarding the roof runoff being infiltrated?
Yeah, so again, just like our house, we have all the gutters and downspouts, and then they lead into like areas of vegetation that are specific for water absorption. And that's just a part of the landscape design in the house. And then again, just to be able to collect the water in one area and then deal with it in that way.
Very good, thank you.
Just to, if you don't mind me interrupting on that one as well, Dave, but we're going to be, as part of the building permit, we're going to want to see more like detail on this. We're going to want to see some spot elevations or grading on where this water is going to go. and then where these rain gardens are gonna go and making sure that they're sized appropriately for
Okay.
the runoff. So at some
Sure.
point, we'll need to get a engineering, an engineer in there or something to give us a site plan. So it's either gonna be now or at the building permit, either point.
Okay.
Any more questions from anyone? If not, can I get a motion to accept the application?
So moved by Dave.
A second?
Somebody there?
Second by Mark.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the application. All those in favor, please signify. Aye.
I,
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you.
Chair, just to bring you back in, Robert Eisner has now called in. He is online, so, okay.
Great.
And
Um,
then I have my little notes here. If you guys want to do a site walk, if not, determine significance or how we want to proceed from here.
My thought would be to do a site walk and defer significance until after that. I don't know how the other commissioners feel about that.
Yeah, I would favor a site walk, and I think if we're going to do that, we can wait until after the site walk for significance. My initial reaction is it's largely maintenance within a residential property, but still good to do a site walk.
Okay.
agree with that.
If everybody wants, I'll try to schedule that we could do two of them at the same time. We could do Farmington Avenue and this one on the same day on the 9th. So again, I'll shoot out a email to everyone to make sure everyone can check their calendars to confirm. The only thing I would ask is, Jennifer, if you could possibly mark out the approximate location of the garage before
Sure.
that, so the commissioners, that when we get there, they could see the garage location and get an understanding of what's going on.
And what was the date, please?
We're looking at the 9th. I will definitely, the 27th at 9. We're gonna be going to Farmington Avenue at 9. So let's assume at 10 o'clock we would be there, but I'll follow up with an email with you on that after we have it all confirmed.
Perfect.
Okay, I think we're set with this one for now.
Okay. Thank you. Do I hang up now or do I hang out?
No, you can hang up. We're good. Like I said, I'll follow up with you on the date of the site walk. What they'll do is we'll have a site walk, and then at the next meeting, which is on the 20. I keep saying it's going to be February 7th. We'll have a meeting on the 7th, so they'll discuss the application again.
Great. Well, we'll mark everything out and have it ready for the 27th, and we'll see you then.
Don't get too much in a hurry with all the snow and rain that we're going to get. So
Yeah.
as long as it's done by then. So, okay.
Thank you again. Have a great night.
You too.
You too.
Thanks.
Are you all set with that one, Chair?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let me bring in. I'm going to bring in the 504. In the agenda review, I kind of broke it up a little bit. We have been working with the owner. All right, Val, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. So just to kind of bring everybody up to date with this, if you recall, we had flagged the wetlands, seeded, it's kind of like stabilized in this area. We've been going back and forth in terms of what trees need to be planted in the upland review area. Okay, so as part of that, we had requested a feasibility study of what a parking lot would look like in here, because we didn't want trees planted all up through here and then have to be dug up for if and when he does the parking lot. So the owner has hired a new engineer who had drawn up this plan. So he's showing a potential parking lot that would come off of Route 10 and a driveway sneaking around the back corner of the building and connecting into the existing parking lot. So as part of that, that gives us an idea of what trees and what could be planted up in this area. At this point, the owner has, I think, extended this area a little more. It went from a 30-foot to, I can't read that. What is it? Val?
60.
60 feet.
60 feet.
So it's more or less double that area.
It went from 25 to 60.
Was it 25? Sorry. Okay. So, and then added some trees along through here. Okay. So at this point, it's up for the commission to discuss. And it's pretty clear that, or just so everyone understands, this parking lot, we're not approving the parking lot or this driveway. This is just trying to wrap up this enforcement order on this in terms of what restoration is going to be done in the upland review area. So if and when he's ready, he will come back to the commission for this parking lot, as well as the driveway, and as well as the retaining wall that he discussed during the meetings that he wants to repair because that's starting to fail. So those will all have to come in under a separate permit. This is strictly just part of the enforcement order to deal with the restoration of the disturbed areas.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay.
I guess does the commissioners have any questions? The question that comes to the top of my mind was the trees that are shown there. Are there any? Are they evergreens or deciduous, or what did you have in mind there?
I have a second page. I don't know if you recall Ian, the wetland scientist. I'm not sure. I know I sent it to you, Bruce. Is there a second page there?
Not on this one. I think it's on the other one. Hold on one second. I think it's
It shows.
sent me this on a second one. But I only have
the
one on this one.
type of trees in the buffer in that green zone for the type of species that Ian declared. I also not doubled, but almost doubled the amount of plantings in the area. I don't know if he pulls it up.
No, why is it not coming up? There's only one page. Let me go back.
Well, the trees alongside that are marked with pen, that was more for decorative trees. That is for buffer zone for the parking lot. That was mainly for the approval. So future approval for the parking lot to be in place. The actual buffer zone plantings, there will be almost, I think that it was originally with Ian. I couldn't say, see it in front of me. I think it was almost, I think about 40, or I added another 40 or 30 plantings for that buffer zone. Almost doubling it. Almost doubling it. I know it was less than double, so I don't want to say double.
For some reason, Val, I'm only getting the first page on these. I'm not sure why, but I'm trying to find the last one that we had.
I do have it, but I don't think.
Yeah, give me a second. I have it under.
I also like to say I'm sorry for everybody's loss. I heard earlier. My condolences to everyone. It's never good news.
Not on this one. There was another report. When was it here? 504. Here we go.
I think that might. I see something Snowberry. I think that might.
No, you're not Snowberry.
No.
Down here at Apple Tree, Mountain Spring.
It should be next to that other one. I sent it to you back to back.
No, but it's not coming. I saved them straight to this folder, and there's only one folder. There's only one page. So that's
Okay.
all I'm getting on these. I'm not sure why.
I have a.
Yeah, I'm only getting one page. But yeah, this one page for some reason. But it was pretty much
I have one here. It's a type of plantings. Twice it's snowberry, serviceberry, shadow blow serviceberry. There'll be 8. Black chokeberry. There'll be 15. Gray dogwood 35. North brush honeysuckle. There'll be 15, and then the 4 decorative trees will go across on the other side. But that will be in the green shaded area, is what I just read.
what are these trees again?
Well, we haven't decided. I haven't decided. I was going to go over with you something decorative. I was hoping for something. I'm not sure what the name is. They're usually with the white bark, the colorful, maybe pink or purple, the pinkish.
Birch?
Yeah, some kind of birch. I was thinking of something of that nature. Not sure exactly. Maybe I'll go over it with you.
Again, keep in mind for the commission, as part of this parking plan, they're going to need to do a buffer planting as well. That's going to meet the zoning regulations. So whatever
decorative
trees put
trees,
here, there could be more trees requested along this area as well as part of the parking area. However, we're fighting 2 things with the fill in the floodway here, or in the not the floodway, but in the 100-year. So they made some compensation up here. You really don't put the compensation outside the floodway. We should put it inside the floodway. So they maybe need to do something in this area here. So just some thoughts.
Engineer. I'll definitely put that in his ear. I wasn't aware. I don't know. But yeah, basically this is what I've got. If there's any questions on behalf of the commission.
So the 4 trees that are the decorative trees that are here in Penn, is the intent to put those in now as part of this restoration, or are you going to wait until the parking lot is done, that project?
Well, I can if you guys would like, but I guess he's saying something about the storm drainage system he would like to see in that other area, so we'd have to discuss where.
Yeah, but that's far off at this point, Val. I don't want to wait for that. I mean, that could change depending on the actual volume. So I think the commissioners, what they're trying to get at is they'd like to see this, I think, something done here with the understanding of this whole green area is going to get planted. These could get planted, and then this whole area will be left open, or it'll be, the intention, this whole area will be seeded, with the intention that this parking lot could be placed in there at some point.
I can put in the decorative trees along that side there and just try to avoid that area, I guess, near that flood zone. Is that what you're, if you'd like? I don't mind. I know I plan on putting them there anyway, so it's not an issue.
Yeah, the river birch may not be qualify under the buffer, so we may be looking at something like a mix of evergreens through here, to help shield that. So
okay, and you're right, Bruce. That's why I asked. I'd want some plantings in there as part of this restoration plan, because I don't know if the parking lot's going to be built this year, next year, 5 years down the road. So we'll know more on that down the road. But as part of this plan, I would like to see those plantings go in.
Is there any schedule as far as plantings go, or we looking at the spring or?
Spring, I don't see any planting this winter.
No, I wouldn't think so, but.
No. First spring, May, middle of May.
And Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong, but the site is stabilized at this point?
yes, for the most part, area from here to here, there's a topsoil. I forgot if that topsoil stockpile is still there, but pretty much from here
Topsoil's
to
there.
here, is all seeded. It's all been stabilized. So this is all disturbed up in this point here, and there's a line of hay bales across through here as well. So, because this is the area they're doing some electrical, doing an all new electrical system and boxes for the whole building. So a lot of this area is being used for staging as they bring all the electrical lines up and around into here. So.
Okay. Bruce, what do we need to do at this point?
Well, at this point, again, I think opening up for the full line of questions for the commission, but based on my review or based on my comments, is I think what we need to do is decide if this plan is adequate. Do we go with it as is? Does the commission want to make any comments? Once that is complete, once we have the plan complete, we can vote on it. And then we could look at the timing for installation of the restoration plan, and then maybe doing a maintenance review as we typically do for these review areas of like 3 years. So. And I can bring
Okay.
that up. I can bring that up so you can kind of see where I'm going with that. You don't have it on your desk with you. Right here. So review limits of disturbance in any wetlands, 150-foot upland review, development approval of the restoration plan, approval of restoration plan from the property owner, timing for installation of the restoration plan, and maintenance and review of plantings for 3-year period. So, and anything else as discussed during the meeting.
Okay. Any comments on the restoration plan as it's currently laid out with those 4 additional trees and then all the plantings in that green area? Questions, comments from the commissioners?
This is Commissioner Eisner. I think the plan has come a long way. It doesn't seem like there is an urgency in taking action tonight because planting can occur for a few more months. Bruce, when do you think you'll have the final decision on the additional planting? What does that timeline look like?
Well, the decision, meaning what? Meaning,
Because it sounded like there's still some additional planting that would come in.
well, that we haven't,
Right.
oh, you mean like the buffer plantings?
Yes.
We haven't done anything with that yet. I mean, we felt those would go in. We can work on that when the parking lot is put in, because if again, this is getting kind of close. You're only talking,
Okay.
if this is 40 feet, you're probably talking 30 feet here. So there's not a lot of room. So I'm not sure how much more planting we can do there that may not get disturbed if and when they build the parking lot. So at this point, the commission can decide, look, are these enough for what we need? Loom and seed the whole area and leave it, and with the future parking area, or what, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm kind of looking for a little help with this as well, I think.
I'd like to remind the commission I did double the buffer zone there. I've almost doubled the amount of plantings in the whole entire area. Also, as the soil scientist stated, there was no damage done to the wetlands. There was no issues there that during the test pit tests were done. There's no disturbance of any nature. And the property is stable currently. And I've like to also let the commission know I've worked tirelessly through multiple engineers, different I've reached out to multiple different people just to get this done. And if there's any other, I mean, it's been a little while now. If there's any else I could answer any other questions, please let me know. And I mean tirelessly. I'm sure you guys know.
Bruce, if I can, are there any unanswered or unaddressed issues that anyone from the town staff has had on this? Or are you all satisfied in town hall?
At this point, I think we are, like I said, that's what I was looking for. For some reason, I'm not sure why the second page is not here. I know that Val had sent us a separate one, but when he resubmitted this new drawing with these on and off, I think we only got the one page. So, but there
I
is,
can resend it to you tonight. if
it
you
is what it is, it's the duplicate planting plan that Ian Cole had put together. So it was a much smaller restoration area. So more or less just double that planting area is what it is. So I think you guys have all that stuff, but I can resend it to you again. And like you said, Commissioner, if you want, everyone get an understanding of what's going on, can look at this again, review it a little more, and then for the next meeting, address it at that point. Because like I said, they're not, the applicant's not going to be putting any trees in here tomorrow. So
Yeah,
I would. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would kind of agree with that Bruce, that we perhaps table this for tonight and we can get that additional information and take it up at the next meeting.
I would like to state that I have a pending issue with the town with the fine issue here that's going every day. We've forwarded this from the last meeting that I thought we were going to come to a decision here today. I mean, it's fine. It's just keep going. You know what I mean? It's getting to the point where it's not even feasible anymore.
well, we'll definitely take that under consideration. A plan has been submitted. The commission is reviewing it. So at that point, you know what I mean, Val?
I mean,
We'll take that into consideration. So
it's more than the price of the place was already at this point. Yeah. I don't know what else to do here. I mean, but once again, okay. I guess it's up to you guys. So that's what we're gonna do.
Bruce, do we have the ability to pause the fines, or do we need to take action for that to occur?
no. I mean, that's what I said. I think definitely we will take that into advisement, and I would not have a problem with pausing fines at this point while the plan has been submitted and we're going through it. So
Is it an option to take a vote tonight? Is that even an option to end this?
technically the fines lie with the town planning with the town planner. The Inland Wetlands Commission can make a recommendation. But like I said, at this point, I can't see why we would not pause the fines while plan is being reviewed. So the fines were in place because we received a vague plan. The commission had sent back comments and we didn't get a plan for like a month and a half, whatever it was. So we sent out revised fines saying, this project isn't going anywhere. So now that you've got the plan, the commission wants to look at it. I don't see a problem with pausing the fines.
The fine started when we were waiting for the soil scientist. That's when I think the second time he didn't come back the second time around right away. That's when the fine started.
Well, the fines actually started upon the commencement of the cease and desist and 10 days after. That's when the fines had started. When you look.
Okay. If that's what you're saying.
I think I have it broken up in here. Where is it here? Fines. Yeah, so citations. So the initial one was on August, or sorry,
Yes.
September 9th.
That's when
Yeah.
and the last thing done by Ian Cole was in August.
Yeah, and then so we had sent out, when does it say?
And then we were waiting for a parking plan. That's when the fine started.
Exactly.
And then I submitted one, wasn't sufficient, submitted another one. And this is the third one, doubling the buffer
The
zone.
cease and desist was started on July 3rd. So the cease and desist started on July 3rd. Again, there was a lot of pause there, but we started the fines on the 8th of
September.
and they've been going on since that time. So
Bruce, was on the 8th of September, it says 1 day at $250 a day.
Yep.
So,
We send out an initial fine. We send the initial fine out. Here you go. This is your
Gotcha.
fine for one day, and now the fines will continue on a daily basis. That's how that usually works.
okay, so it's 299 days through December 15th.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that was the last fines that we had sent out. Then we received this plan within the last week and a half, week or so. So now we're moving ahead. So like I said, we have not sent out a fine letter from after December 15th. So
Okay.
Commissioner Berlandy will entertain a motion to recommend town staff suspend fines until our next meeting. I think we have all the and the basis being, I think we have all the information we need, but additional time to go back through and evaluate it would be needed by the commission. So the motion is to recommend the town staff suspend fines.
Do I have a second?
Dave will second.
Okay, and any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay.
And so are we clear as to what we need for the next meeting?
based on I think what we're talking about, I'm not sure if he's going to be submitting anything else. I think all we got to do is I just have to grab that. He sent it, I know, but for some reason it's not on this revised plan he sent with these trees on there. So I'll make sure that's what I sent you guys. I think you guys have the original plan with the plant list on it. So what I'll do is I'll double check that and I'll resend that out to everybody. So at this point, you guys would review what he's done and we could talk about it in full at the next meeting.
Okay.
If there's something else that somebody wants now at this point, let's definitely bring it up and make sure it gets addressed between now and then, if possible.
So I know when we had the other cease and desist off of Apple Tree, we had a very detailed plan as to where where all the trees and plantings were going. I don't know that we need that here, but if we can decide tonight, so that we don't, have to go through this another meeting and ask for more information. So I guess that's a question for my fellow commissioners. Do we need a precise layout of where all the plantings are going to go?
I'd like to add the amount of trees that I've added to the plan. It's going to be pretty packed in there. I mean, you're talking almost 190. I didn't count exactly, about 90 trees. You're filling it in, so there's not going to be much room for any gaps.
Commissioner, what we did with the apple tree was the wetland scientist did just this, had put that area out, and as part of it, he coordinated with the landscaper to make sure the stock was getting ordered. They worked together to make sure whatever stock was being ordered, worked on the coordinated the delivery date, and the wetland scientist was there, and they more or less walked the whole thing and said, they kind of just started throwing plants all over the place. This is where we want these plants to go. It kind of gave the wetland scientist some kind of input into it. So if that's a recommendation, we could definitely add that in as part of a condition of approval.
Yeah, this is Rich. That makes a lot of sense to me, that to have the wetland scientist involved in placing the plantings so that we get the greatest chance of success. It's
just such small stock, you could never draw a dot where every plant was going to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot of whips and little 6-inch stock or so. So
I'd like to add in, it's going to be a professional landscaper that installs these plantings. It's not just an average Joe or me doing it.
no,
So-
understood. But they don't have
I don't see how.
but they don't have the wetland know-how. So that's why usually in the past projects, the wetland scientists would walk it and they would just coordinate together to make sure that the plants are being, the appropriate plant is putting in the appropriate spot. So
I understand. It's just, for me to do that, I'd have to hire him again. And it's just, I've already spent over $25,000 just in the engineering and the wetland scientists to do this so far. And to get, it's just, it's already come to a cost that I can't bear anymore. I'm just trying to be realistic here. And that's not even including the jobs that need to be done. And I just want to make that clear here. It's, also like to bear in mind, I do not own this property still. That this is all something that I do not own. But I'm willing to go for it and do this just to please the commission and get this done.
Okay, Bruce, is there anything else we need to do tonight?
for this application, no, at this point, if everyone's comfortable with whatever plan, I'll resend that again. You guys can look at it. Make sure you have the plant list, look through it, see what you feel. If there's any comments, we could address them at the meeting next, on the 7th of February. If in the meantime, someone sees something grossly off or wrong and they want to send me an email, I'll definitely look at it. I could chat with the owner in the meantime.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, Val, thank you. I also had included 1509, the cease and assist for that one, across from the town hall on this one as well. Have not heard from the applicant. Sent a couple emails, sent them an invite. I wanted to let them know that, hey, we're still having the meetings, you're still on the agenda, and you're still open for discussion. I have not heard back from him. So, and he's not logged in tonight. So I was down there and I took some pictures and I added that to your agenda review during the high storm that we had with the snow melt. It was at 3 inches of, I think it was like 3 inches of rain and 3 inches of snow melt. So I was down there and you could see with the pictures and the video that there are some large sections of the river that are under, most of the area that he did is underwater. So I think those are on the website, right? Right, Sandy? I think we added those on the website. Give me a second here. Yeah, but now they came up to the GIS. This thing is in the way here. Yeah, it's a pain like this. Did everybody see those? Government Conservation and Wetlands Commission pending application. No, they were included as part of the other on the SharePoint. No, I think it was on the SharePoint. I had them on there. So, but yeah, the river was very high, and a lot of that area that we walked, that fill area, was gone. It was all underwater. It did not break through that mafia block that was there. So it never, with that high water, it never worked its way up into where that foundation was. But pretty much all that fill area that he put in the river was gone and underwater. So at some point I'll have to talk with the town attorney, because if the applicant does not make any effort to come forward to address this cease and assist, we can't have the fines just keep going on in a perpetuity. What did I have here? I have it on this one as well.
Yeah, and Bruce, so we talked about this before the holidays. We said that we would revisit the strategy, and it would be a good recommendation to have a meeting with the town attorney, because it seems like we're at impasse with the property owner.
Exactly. We're up to $17,250 in fines as of December 15th. This one's a little less because we had to pause the fines during his application. When he made the application for determination, we technically paused the fines. So once that was denied, we then go back to fining him again. So.
And equally alarming, we don't have any interaction or dialogue with the violators, so that, Bruce, do you need a motion from the commission for seeking a meeting with the
At this
town
point,
attorney?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at what point we need to push this. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what the next option is. I'm not sure if the town attorney will file an injunction, but I definitely will start to discuss this with them, and I will get back to you, the commission, in terms of what his recommendation at this point is, and then maybe at that point, Commissioner, we can discuss a motion or a suggestion. All right.
Okay, and maybe just to get a quick input from the other commissioners, that I think it's the consensus of the commission that you should work with the town attorney on next steps.
Yeah, this is Rich. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree, Neil.
Dave does too.
I agree, Mark.
And Bruce, that also provides a little protection for you, so that the person can't claim that you're harassing them or anything else. It's our instruction for you to meet with the town attorney so we can hopefully get this resolved.
Exactly. Okay. That concludes the new business. Planners report. I only have one thing. Let me go back to here. We received a request from the engineering department here in the office. There's been a change to the Burlington Road plan. If you remember, the commission had approved that earlier. So during the final design and review, and let me do this. Let me jump out. It'll be easier to start with the GIS. We had taken the application, or they had actually submitted an application. You guys approved it. During the engineering, further final design engineering review, getting ready to bid the project, they determined that it was in the best interest to look at this box culvert here. So just to get your bearing straight, we got Burlington Road, we've got River Road, and we've got Lake Garda. The overflow from Lake Garda comes through a box culvert, down through here, and flows through this wetlands, through Bridgehampton. If you're familiar with that subdivision, and all the way down into the Farmington River at that point. So let me go back to this drawing here. So as part of this, they kind of give us a new version of Adobe right before the meeting. So I'm trying to learn this. So give me just bear with me if you guys don't mind. Some of these windows I can't get to close. I'm really frustrated here. But
my Adobe updated too, and I hate it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to close some of this stuff. But so here's the box culvert here. Okay. The red showed the existing pipe. Okay. And that existing pipe runs through the wall. Okay. So the intention was to replace this pipe, just rebuild, not even touch the wall, but just try to demo the pipe in the wall and just replace it. Looking at this wall, they felt it may be better to replace this wall in full. As part of that, as part of all of this construction and this wall, they're going to need to relocate this storm drain around the wall because of the guy wire and the pole that's here. So it would be installing this new retaining wall, or this new wing wall here and here, and then piping this storm drainage outlet further down away from this wall itself. So the really pretty much the question in front of the commission at this point is, how do we want to proceed with this? Do we feel this is a minor change and just approve it tonight? Does the commission wish to see a new full application submitted for this? So at this point, I'll leave it up to you guys.
So Bruce, is this to the west of River Road?
Yes, let me go back to the plan. So
Okay.
here's River Road here. Here's Burlington over here. So
Okay.
that is all happening on the west. It's all happening on both north and the south side of Burlington Road. I've got Dylan Riley, our civil engineer, online. So if anyone has any further questions that they'd like answered, he's here to address any kind of questions.
So when we approved this project, it was from Route 177 through River Road. Did we go out and approve this far? Because I don't remember that much happening down.
Well, this was actually part of the plan.
Yeah.
This pipe, this red part of this pipe coming into the wall was actually part of the application.
Okay.
So just what I'm saying is that what they said is, as part of the final design and getting ready to bid it, they decided it may be in the best interest just to replace this walls here now. They're block walls, so they figured let's put it in with the grant, get it paid with the grant application rather than having to do this later on. So that's where they decided, hey, you know what, let's take the pipe, put it around, get it out of the wall, and it'll be safer and easier for everybody.
Okay.
There
But
already
they're
is,
not touching the road width or anything here, right? This was because there wasn't a whole lot of activity other than the piping, I believe, from the west of River Road. I know they were talking about straightening out, making that more of a 90-degree angle at River Road, etc. But I don't remember a lot of discussion.
on the width here. Dylan, you mind jumping
Yeah.
on the road width?
The road's always been 28 feet or about at the box culvert there. We're not touching anything in terms of that there. The original plan that was approved by the commission during the application process for this permit was we were just upsizing the existing pipe from a 15-inch to an 18-inch to accommodate for the added drainage over by the Doris Street to West Leith section that we added. After final design with the Frog's third-party reviewer, they felt that the integrity of the wall could be compromised by the construction activity related to upsizing said pipe. Therefore, they recommended us removing the pipe from the wall entirely and or rebuilding the wing walls completely due to their current state.
Okay. So yeah, given all that, I think this is a minor change in just part of the normal process where things in plans may not work out the way you think they are, and there's a better solution. So I don't know if it's significant.
Yeah, I would agree that this is not so significant, but I'm kind of questioning where that outlet is shown. Is that on the private property, or is that still within the street right away?
That's town
all
property.
Yeah, that's all within the town property here. This is the actual gravel road that the sewer, if I turn on the sewer layer, you'll see this is where our main trunk line for Lake Garda empties out and collects and runs through. So this area is already in a large disturbed area. And you can see there's a lot of, I can go to street view, you can see there's a lot of invasives in here. So there really is not a lot of value plantings in there because it's already disturbed with the town clearing this area for the sewer access, as well as they did some recent clearing for the utility pole here. So it's pretty much all well disturbed. While you're doing that, I'll just pull it up quick.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? Well, Bruce is.
I would just say, I think it's a, a minor change, and I think the technical details can get worked out between Dylan and Bruce and the other staff.
Yeah. So there's the sewer right away through there. Here's the box culvert. There's the pole. So that storm will be going through here. As you can see, it's pretty well covered with invasive materials through there. It's already been cut for utility poles and all kinds of disturbance along here.
Bruce, do we need to make a motion on this, or?
Yeah, I'd like to have that. That way we have it official that you've reviewed this revised plan, and as such feel that it was a minor insignificant change, and staff and the commission approves it as presented. So that way we can close this out and file it away with the permit.
So moved by Robert.
Do we have a second?
Second, Mark.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay.
Thank you very much for helping us with that. All
Thank
right.
you, Commission.
And that seals my information or my report. Last one is under the minutes, so just approval of the December 6th minutes.
I see Bob's got his hand raised.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the couple of quick comments. One, I apologize for being late. Two, I echo the comments and sharing the sympathy to the Hannon family for the passing of Chairman Bob Hannon after so many years of dedicated service to the town. Thanks, Rich, for running the meeting. And lastly, I did hear from Patty Boy Williams of the town council, letting me know that she's the liaison with our commission, and she was going to attend tonight, but ran into a conflict. She will join us for future meetings. Thanks for the time to that into the record.
Thank you, Robert. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, she'd emailed me as well and said the same thing. She has a conflict, so she'd like to at least pop in. You'll see her name. She wants to be included on the agenda reviews that go out. So I'll be copying her on those as well. So you'll see her name in there. So just so you guys know. All right. And then she just went, and then she may want to pop in an upcoming meeting to introduce herself and just kind of see if the commission needs that, if there's anything she can help the commission with, with the council side. And just so you know, we have discussed with the town manager, working on a proclamation for Bob. So I just have to coordinate with Kim, make sure she's on board with it, and then we'll devise something up, draft it up in-house. I'll probably get it out to the commission to review and tweak if there's any changes. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Bruce.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of December 6th?
So moved by Robert.
Do I have a second?
Dave will second.
So moved, Mark.
Okay, all those in favor of a vote approving the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, I think we'll call the Conservation Commission, the Inland Wetlands Agency meeting closed at 8:55 and open the Conservation Commission. Bruce, do we have anything in the planner's report, or?
No, all we have is the approval of the minutes.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes of December 6th, Conservation Commission?
So moved, Mark.
Second by Robert.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Grover.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Thank everybody for being here tonight.